Hallelujah. It's very powerful. Praise the Lord. Amen. It's very powerful. But if hallelujah is what brings money, Elon Musk will be in church as we speak. Listen to this. Don't be deceived. There are principles to wealth creation. That's why, if you go back to where I come from, quite a number of people are poor. On Monday morning, when people are supposed to be in the place of their work, go to different churches, there are prayer houses, people are praying. What are they praying for? For finance. You are working against the principle. God said, I will bless the labor of your hand. The question is, where is the labor God wants to bless? So you're already working against the same principle from the same Bible. So let me return back to Joseph. Joseph encouraged and told Pharaoh, save 20% in the year of plenty, because in the year of dryness that you have kept, you will be able to apply it or use it for the dry season or during the dryness when there is no more plenty. So please, the first principle, you have to save 10% of all your earnings. Save 10% of all your earnings. You see, it's not just to save it. Please write this down. Invest it. Don't put money in the bank. If you are putting money in the bank, it should be for the purpose for investment. First is save the 10%. When the 10% you are saving is much enough, put it together and invest it. Put it together and invest it. After you have saved, put this money together, the 10% you are saving every month, send that money to work.
So you can multiply.
Send the money to work. I can see Chris. Chris is doing his hand like this. What's that?
No, I mean, just like you said, when the 10% is big enough, you send that 10%. I'm going to come down to a layman point of view. They say when you want to send a child a message, you give that child money, enter bus, go to my 2 and get me pepper soup. And in return, you expect that child to come back with that pepper soup. So that child is like the 10% you're saving. Use this 10%, use it for a business, and when in return it multiplies more the total of money you have used initially to invest. That's how it works.
I'll tell you something. You see, Chris happened to be my very good friend. Well, I'm not going to blow his trumpet. Anyway, I will leave it. But I'll tell you, take whatsoever Chris have told you now. Chris happened to be my childhood friend. We grew up together. Let's go back to it. So we have said create the first 10%, and then at the end of the day, put the money together and send the money on an errand. How do you send your money on errands? I said you must invest it. Money are your slave. I said this last week. Money are your slave. Money are your slave. So also the children of money. What does slave do for the master? They work for the master. What does the children of the slave do for the master? They work for the master. Both the children and then the slave, they work for the master. So if money is your slave, the next question is, what is the children of money? The children of money are actually the profit. After investing this money, the profit that will come with it is the same thing that we have to work for you by reinvesting your profit. Let's see the second secret that this rich friend told the 2 of the friend that came to seek his wisdom. Remember, I have said, number 1, invest the money you have saved. Number 1, I said put 10% together, and then you have to invest this 10% that you have put together. But watch this. You must invest it. Please take note. Write this down too. You must invest it in ways that is sure to produce more. You must invest it in ways that is sure to produce more for you. You must invest it in ways that is sure to produce more. Let's look at it from this way. The first law of gold, the first law of gold, please write this down. First law of gold. Law. Gold has 5 laws. There are 5 laws that governs gold. Let me show you number 1, and it's related to this first principle or first secret of keeping 10%. The first law of gold is put 10% for investment. Put 10% aside for investment. Write this down. God comes gladly and in increasing quantity to any man that will put aside 10% and invest it. I'll repeat that. God comes increasingly or gladly, so to say. God comes gladly and increasing quantity. God comes gladly and in increasing quantity to any man that will put aside 10% and invest it. So this law is the same principle of paying yourself first. When you make money, for example, they have paid you from your office 50,000 naira. The rule is keep aside 10% of the 50,000 naira. When you keep aside 10% of that 50,000 naira, you are paying yourself. When you go to shop to buy food, you are paying the food seller. When you take your car to the mechanic, you are paying your mechanic, your car repairer. When you seek the help of a doctor, you are paying the health professionals. So the question is, how do you pay yourself? You pay yourself, please write this down now. You pay yourself by keeping 10% of all you earn. So what is paying yourself? Paying yourself is savings. Savings. As you are paying mama put for food, that's the people that sell food. As you are paying your landlord for your rent, how do you pay yourself? You pay yourself by saving 10%. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. If you work 40 hours and they are paying you 2,000 pounds for 40 hours, and your rent happen to be 1,000 pounds, it means you are working 20 hours for your landlord. I'll repeat that again. If you work 40 hours and the total of that 40 hours, after you finish the work, they will pay you 2,000 pounds. And your rent is 1,000 pounds. It means that every 20 hours you are working it for your landlord. So at what point do you pay yourself? You pay yourself by savings. You pay yourself by what? Saving. And I recommended 10%. But if you can do much more than 10%, it will be very good. You can do 20%, you can do 15%. If you can do 50%, very good. There's a book I've reviewed on our YouTube page. It's called Unfair Advantage. Please go and look out for that book. I've summarized it. Unfair Advantage. What unfair advantage is actually talking about is, if, for example, your house rent is 1,000 pounds and you are keeping money aside for investment, unfair advantage will tell you, go back, go and stay with your brother. So instead of paying 1,000 pounds as your rent, you are staying with your brother. It is unfair. It's disadvantage because you are sleeping on the floor. But what that will do for you, it will help you save the 1,000 pounds until it is enough for you to even invest. You will be sure that you are not going to live there going to rent anymore. You are actually going to buy your own property, your own house. It is unfair, but it is an advantage. So the law of gold that we are looking at, I said the principle of gold or the law of gold is connected to the first one that ensure that you keep 10% and then you invest it. Is it clear? Paying yourself is a proactive approach to financial freedom. Paying yourself first is a proactive approach to your financial freedom. If you want to be free financially, you need to learn to pay yourself first. Keep 10%. Don't spend all. I think the Bible said, if you spend all, you are foolish. I didn't say that. That's the Bible. If you spend all that you are earning, he said you are foolish. If you spend all, say there is oil in the bosom of the wise. He said, but the foolish man spend it all. I know in your mind now you're already asking the question, what if all I earn is not even enough? You see, let me tell you, if that question is already going on in your mind, because I'm telling you, you need to save some. But how can I save some when even all is not enough for me? If you are asking that question in your mind, it just shows that your wisdom pipe is blocked. But thank God you are here. I'm ready to open it for you. That you are getting 100% of all you are earning and you are spending all, it just shows you are not wise. Because even 200% will not still be enough. If you are earning 1 million naira now, if you start 20 million naira, that 20 million naira will not still be enough. If you are earning 1 million naira now, today, if you eat by tomorrow, they start paying you what? 20 million or even 2 million. The 2 million is not even going to be enough. You know why? Is that Pareto's principle I told you? There's a principle called the Pareto's principle. Write it down. Let me just quickly let you in on it. What's Pareto's principle? Pareto's principle states that expenses will always rise up to meet up with income and keep you the same. Expenses will always rise up to meet up with income and keep you the same. Have you not noticed once you would have a pay rise in your office? If they were paying you, for example, 2,000 pounds before, immediately they add to your pay, you are now receiving 3,000 pounds. Some of the things that were not speaking to you before we start speaking. And what are they saying? Buy me, buy me. Your taste will increase. Your taste will increase. That's why you now know that the shoe you are wearing now is no more fine, is no more good. You now want to buy. That's why you know that you were comfortable before in just one room. You are comfortable in one room before. You were comfortable in your one room. Immediately they increase that money. That's my pastor there, Pastor Gladys. Thank you for joining. Immediately they increase that money from maybe 1,000 pounds to 2,000 pounds. That's when you now know that one room, in fact, you need to tell your friends that you have arrived. Then you will now leave the one room and go and rent 2 rooms. When you make such decision, it shows you are not wise. Pareto's principle will catch up on you. And what is actually the secret to fight against Pareto's principle? They will tell you you need to delay gratification. You need to remain the same way you are without making changes. If they pay you increase after receiving £2,000, before it was £1,000, and now you are receiving £2,000, the full increase, which is £1,000, you have to save it immediately and send it on an errand. Stop impressing people that are not even impressed. People buy things that they don't even want to impress people that they don't like. You need to show them in church that you have arrived. You want to impress people that are not even impressed. You want to tell them that you have arrived. You want to do party, you block the entire street. You say, yes, I have arrived. You want to do wedding, those of you that are not married, you want cake of 20 steps. And after wedding, what happened? These are not good decisions. You see why people are poor? It's decision making. All money that you are getting, you are spending it without thinking that at the end of it all, you are going to run into trouble. Troubles will come, I tell you. But you see, it is what you have kept that will ensure that you are able to fight against these troubles when they come. Just be yourself. You are not in any competition with anybody. Must you do refreshment for wedding? Must you kick cow like they will do in Africa? That's why we are poor. It's the decision. You want to impress the area, the neighborhood, block the streets. That's why we are poor. Must we do that? Here comes the question. If you cannot do anything like cook rice or cook whatever for whatever, buy tom and share in church to sweeten their life. Who not take tom, make them go and carry your husband and your wife more enter house and keep your money for investment.
Brother George,
what is the truth, my sister? Sister Amanda.
Thank you very much.
Yes, buy tom to sweeten their life.
No, yeah. Anyway,
if they don't eat tom, make them go sleep.
No,
if they don't take tom.
No.
That's the truth. We are making decisions that are not wise in terms of our finance.
No.
We want to impress people that are not even impressed.
No. I really do love what you are doing, but there are some. It's making me. It's kind of funny to me because your seriousness. The way you're saying it is very, very serious, and I do know that. You want people to change from being what they are not, to a better person. But the thing is, I do believe that what you are doing right now is really very, very good. It's going to help all of us to work harder and be more serious.
It's fine. I'm going to have a question and answer segment anyway, where all of you will be able to make one or two contribution. So that thank you for that contribution. Once it's time for questions and answers, we open up the line and then people can actually make contribution. But just to go back, you say, well, when people want to make up decision, they want to do things and buy cook for everybody in the church and all of that. Well, I tell you the truth. You see, that decision, that's why I'm teaching you this. I have said it, go and quote me anywhere. I say it's a foolish decision. Yes, it's what you want to do, but go back to these same people. Within 1 month, they'll come back and ask you, please, can you help me with this? You see, that's the thing. Within 1 month, you have spent. Then within 1 month, you are coming back to, I'm not saying don't do, but you should ensure that you have enough to be able to do something of such. Don't be looking for money and then you are spending lavishly when you know that you don't. Go check the same people. By the time they have done all of that, go back to where they are living. Go back to their family. You cannot see all of that. It's just to impress other people that they've done much. But let's go back to our teachings. We've seen the first law of gold, which states clearly that you should ensure you put 10% aside. I said, gold will come to your way, or gold will come to the people or to a man who will put 10% aside and invest it. I said the same law. Please ensure you are muted. Don't unmute yourself. I will allow questions for you to ask your question very soon. I said the law states that you put what? Pay yourself first. That's where we stop. Pay yourself first. I said pay yourself first is actually what the rich have been able to actually work with so well that it's working for them strongly. The rich understand this principle of paying yourself first. The rich understand this principle of paying yourself first. And I said it is a proactive approach that can give you what we call financial freedom. Before you pay your rent, before you pay your utility, before you pay your mortgage, before you pay your Netflix, pay yourself. Let's see the second law of gold. The second law of gold is invest your money. God labored diligently for the wise owner. God labored diligently. God will labor diligently for the wise owner. Who finds it in what? In profitable employment. Please take note. Profitable employment. God labored diligently for the wise owner. Who finds it in a profitable employment? You have to send your goat to go and work. And I'm saying that when you send your goat to go and work, it means you are investing your gold. And you are going to invest it in profitable, or it's going to work for you. You are going to send it to go and work for you in profitable employment. In profitable employment. Please, if you don't need that thing, don't buy it. If you don't need whatsoever you want to buy, now if you don't need it, don't buy it. See, as your savings increases, start looking for profitable investments to put it. As your savings increase, start looking for profitable investments to put it. Please take note of this. Before making any investment, before you make any investment, before making any investment, please take note. Take note. This is the key. This is the key. Quite a number of us in the UK, we have money, but you see, we don't even know where to invest it, or we don't know how to invest it. This is actually the key here. Before you make any investment, get knowledge. Get knowledge about what you are going to invest on. The first principle is not investment. The first principle when it comes to investment is knowledge. Write down. Investigate before you invest. Investigate before you invest. Investigate before you invest. Get knowledge. You must make sound investments. Your money will come back in abundance. I can tell you. You see, quite a number of us, we are not practicing this thing, and that's why we are where we are when it comes to our finances. If you need help from your car that is bad, you will visit a mechanic. If you need spiritual help, you go to your pastor. What happened? If you need financial help, who do you go to? Nobody. And that's why you are struggling financially, because you don't know. I have said go for knowledge, because you don't know. Anybody that is succeeding in what you are not succeeding in, know what you don't know. Anybody that is succeeding in what you are not succeeding in, know what you don't know. Go for knowledge is important. Go for knowledge. Go for knowledge. Make sound investments, and I say your money will come back in huge quantity, in abundance. Let's see the third law. What's the third law of gold? The third law of God is seek first advice. Seek first advice. Seek first advice. Get wisdom first before making investments. Get wisdom first before making investments. Gold will stay to the protection of the owner who invested under the advice of wise men. Gold will stay to the protection of the owner who invested under the protection or under the advice of wise men. A lot of us, before making decision, who are we seeking advice from? And the person you are seeking advice from, is he a professional in that field? Is the person a professional in that field? Don't just make investment without going for professional advice. Last week, I was about to invest in something. I seek advice. And the advice, I tell you, turned out to be a massive one. At the end of the day, it was safe for me. You must seek advice. Don't just go doing anything you want to. No. You must protect your money. Your money, you work hard to get it. You work hard to get your money. So why will you want to just throw it out like that? Why should you put it in something you lack knowledge in? You see, this is what the poor people do. Poor people will waste their money. I told you 3 things people do with money. They waste it, they spend it, they invest it. I say poor people waste money. Average people spend money. Rich people invest money. 3 things people do with money. They spend it, they waste it, they invest it. Poor people waste money. Average people spend money. Rich people invest money. Invest money. Rich people invest money. Please, you must ensure, like I did mention before, you investigate before you invest. You investigate before you invest. Get sound knowledge. Get advice from people that are sound in investments and money management as well. The rich seek advice from professionals before they invest their money. And that is what the poor don't do. Will you trust a cook to perform heart surgery on you? Let me ask that question again. Someone that is a chef, a cook, you will lie down and say, come and perform heart surgery. Will you do that? Your cook that is cooking your food, will you allow your cook to perform heart surgery on you? So why do you trust?
No, sir.
Why do you trust your friends who don't know anything about investment, who don't know anything about money management, who don't know anything about finance? Why do you trust their skill of judgment? And they will tell you, oh, go and do this. This is what is raining now. And you carry all your money, you put it there. Why will you make such decision? Why will you do that? If you will not allow a cook perform surgery on you, You are going to go to the professional, the doctor, to look into your head, and then you can sit down comfortably and not a quack. Because even within the doctors, so to say, they are quack doctors. They are quack doctors. It's not everybody that bear the name doctor, and someone just decide to tell you, oh, I'm a doctor, and then you say, yes, he told me he was a doctor. Did you investigate it if he was actually the doctor that can perform a surgery on you? Like I said, was it when I was talking to some set of people, I said there was a sister that wanted to get married, and then the brother came and said, I'm a doctor, and the sister was so happy. And they finally, after a long while, they got married. When he got to the brother's house, he saw some juju and some native doctors and all of those things. And then the sister started crying. I said, you lied to me. You lied to me. You lied to me. He said, I didn't lie to you. He said, yes, you told me you are a doctor. You told me you are a doctor. And the man said, yes, I told you I'm a doctor. But I'm a doctor. I'm a traditional doctor. The sister didn't take time out to investigate. What do you know about what you want to put your money into? And the person you are trusting with your money, how much do this person know about investment, about finance? Let's look at the fourth law of gold. What's the fourth law? Gold will live from a man who invested in business he is not familiar with. Gold will leave a man who will invest it in business he is not familiar with. Gold will leave a man who will invest it in businesses he is not familiar with, or which are not proved by those skilled in a skip or in it. Some people that are in it, that have gained experience, must actually prove it and say this is okay. Those people that are skilled. So God will leave you if you invest it in businesses that you are not familiar with, or you invest it in businesses which people that are skilled in it have not asked you to. I'll tell you a story of John. There was one of my very good friends. His name is John. In fact, he lost all his money, so to say. He did the first one by investing 10%, gather all the money together. But when he wanted to invest it, he listened to all this TV from adverts. Say, man, put money here, you get rich once. Invest in this, invest in this property. Once you do this, before you know it, boom, money will come. And he went ahead with it. But you see, John lost all his money. He lost all because he invested in wrong investment. He didn't get knowledge. He didn't seek financial advice. He didn't go to ensure he studied the business. He didn't do the investigation, which I have talked about. So you have to be careful. If you don't understand it, don't invest in it. I'll repeat that. If you don't understand it, don't invest in it. If you don't understand it, don't invest in it. Seek advice from skilled people. I've said that. Seek advice from skilled people. Quickly, lastly, the fifth law of gold. Gold will flee from the man who forced it into impossible earnings. Gold will flee from a man who forced it into impossible earnings. Gold will run from you. Or a man who will follow the advice of what? A scammer or a fraudster, a trickster. Gold will flee from you, and that's the end. Gold flee from a man who will force it into impossible earnings. All this get rich quick. Wealth doesn't come fast. It's a gradual thing. Wealth is something that will grow. If you want to get to the top, you need step to climb. But you will notice that it's from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 before you can get to the top. Words will not, please listen, it's not something that will just come fast. So go and run away from those get rich quick adverts, all those things you hear. You put 50,000 pounds here, you get 2 million pounds. You put 10,000 naira here, you get 20 billion. If you just put small money here, you get billions. It's not like that. Run away from such. Run away. Never play gamble. It is so much in Nigeria as we speak. You see young men into all this, what is it called, that they roll this sleep. What's their name again? Betting, thank you. Betting. I was watching in the news, a pastor, sorry to say, went to go and play Bet Niger and was rolling his sleep. The sleep was so long. You see, in those type of bets thing or whatever, one must miss it. You see, one cut him. One must always cut him. Avoid gamble. And avoid all this get rich quick thing. Avoid betting. You cannot get rich like that. There's this thing about Vegas. Vegas is a city in America. If you want to know where gamble, where they play all this betting or whatever, is in Vegas. But you see, they have this statement. They used to write, they will say, what happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas. That's what they used to say. Whatever happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas. That thing that you are thinking will bring billions, that's actually the fastest way for you to lose your money. Bet Niger. They have so much now. If you see youth in Nigeria playing this game, the place will be so filled with, how can you make progress like that? If you're already doing that, you are delivered. You are free today. Don't do that. You will be poor. You will lose all your money. Don't play gamble. All these get rich program. No. Don't do it. All this network, bring one person. If one person bring one person, the other one person bring the other person, then your money will be increasing. Please, sometimes if it's so much on you, give what you can afford to lose. Do you hear what I said? That is also in relations to borrowing. Sorry to say this. Never borrow people money. Did you hear what I said? I know it's hard. Never borrow people money. I will repeat that again. I know Sister Ameze have looked at me. Never borrow people money. Give what you can afford to lose. If someone comes in to ask you for 10,000 pounds, tell him, sister, please, I don't have 10,000 pounds, but please manage 100 pounds. And when you are finally giving that person that money, don't say it's a dash because the person came to borrow it. Still borrow the person the 100 pound and watch to see if that person will return it. Because sometimes you are even destroying your relationship. Your intention was to help, but you see, you are not wise with your money. If you go to the YouTube page, there is actually a summary I did, which is the 10 commandments of money. Is there on the YouTube page. The YouTube page is George Owen. Type George Owen on YouTube, you'll see it. Subscribe to that page. Every day I'm posting something on finance, something that will develop your mind, something that will increase you. You must go there now and subscribe. As we post there, you are learning. Every day you are learning. 10 commandments of money. In one of the commandments, I said money is not just a lady. I said money is a first-class lady. If you treat money right, it will come to you. Because like that, you're even behaving like that in terms of your finance. Someone came in and you gave him 10,000 pounds. Money will be angry with you because you are not wise with such decision. He came to borrow and you want to give. I said, give what you can afford to lose. Give the person 100 pounds and borrow the person the money. And if you return it back, collect it. You are working with the right principle when it comes to money. If we understand money, if we know how money works, we will not be in lack of it. It's just because we don't understand how it works, we don't have knowledge about it, and that's why all of us are actually right in the state that we are in. So please, you must ensure that your finances, you guide it jealously. Don't play gamble. Don't go and invest wrongly. You must ensure you invest rightly. We'll be going into questions and answers shortly. So your journey of wealth begins with savings. In summary, your journey of wealth begins with savings. And I have said save 10%. It is a simple step, but very powerful. I'm going to ask some questions now, but I'm just doing the summary now. Please, this is where you need to write. Right now, these are the parts you need to write. Your journey of wealth begins with savings. Please write that one down. Your journey of wealth begins with savings. Your journey of wealth begins with savings. It's a simple step, but very powerful. Having something in reserve that you don't spend. Having something in reserve that you don't spend. The next step is what? You have to invest these savings. It's not just to save it, invest it. That's the next step. The next step is invest the savings. Invest the savings. That's the next step. Number 3, you must avoid risky ventures. Avoid risky ventures. I'm not saying you shouldn't take risk, but you must avoid risky ventures. Focus on something that will have consistent return, not just a big return one. No, don't go. That's greed. Wealth do grow. It must grow from one stage to another. So ensure you focus on something that will have consistent return. Please write this down. The little that are wisely gathered eventually will become much. The little that are wisely gathered eventually will become much. The little that are wisely gathered eventually will become much. Number 4, you need to have patience and not paste. Have patience and not paste. Have patience and not paste. It should be one step at a time. Number 6, embrace knowledge. Embrace knowledge. Embrace knowledgeable decision. Embrace knowledge. Number 6. Number 7, seek advice from those excelling in the same area or field you are trying to start, or you are trying to invest in, or you are trying to build. Seek knowledge from those people already making progress in the same area you are trying to invest in. You must seek knowledge. Ignorance is not good. Ignorance will hurt you badly. Ignorance will hurt you badly. If you fail to seek knowledge, if you fail to embrace knowledge, ignorance will undress you in public. If you fail to embrace knowledge, ignorance will undress you, both in public and in private. Please seek knowledge. It's very important you seek knowledge. Seek knowledge is important. Please note, wealth is not just money. It is actually the freedom and security it will provide. Wealth is not just money. It is the what? The freedom and the security it will certainly provide. If you don't have money, you don't have voice, and that's the truth. If you don't have money, you don't have voice. The true purpose of wealth is to embrace what? Quality of life. The true purpose of wealth is to ensure you have quality of life. It is my hope and strong desire So see you in 2024 in financial freedom, financial wisdom, and build true wealth. Wealth is built day by day. Wealth is built day by day. Don't forget the steps we said. We said put aside some money, which is 10%, which is savings. Invest the money. Don't keep money in the bank. Ask people who already know how to invest. That's the relationship. Remember the story I told you. The two friends went to meet a rich man who then gave him all of this advice or secrets. Build relationship is important. Relationship is key. Understand your investments is also key, very important. And like I said, lastly, do not gamble. Don't fall for scam. Do not gamble. Don't fall for scam. All of this that I've taught today, remember in our page, we summarized books that have been written by people that have gained experience, that are expert professionals in this field when it comes to money management, personal development. That's what we do in our YouTube page, and that's why you need to go and subscribe there. All I've done today is from one book, and that book, we have summarized it there in our YouTube page. George Owen, if you type that in YouTube, the page will come, The Renewed Mind with George Owen. You'll see it there. All of this we've talked about was actually in a book. And what is it? That's the title of the book. The title of the book is The Richest Man in Babylon. The title of the book is The Richest Man in Babylon. I've summarized it there. If you can buy the book, I will encourage you to buy it. But you see, what is in the book is the principle. And that's those principles we are summarizing. It's worth spending 1 month, 2 months in trying to read one book. But you see, in our YouTube page, within 5 minutes, you already gotten all the principle in the book. I want to encourage you, stay on that YouTube page. And as we post there, reviewing different books on financial management, on investment, I tell you the truth, you will just see your finance going up. You just see your life being changed. Why? Because you are embracing knowledge. So what we are doing in our YouTube page is to buy you time, so that you don't spend time 5 months reading one book. We summarize it, put it there, and then you are able to get it within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Some of the videos we have there, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. You play it and get your pen and paper, writing down every principles that we have. So please, I beg you, go subscribe to the YouTube page. Get the book summary, The Richest Man in Babylon. It will help you. It's by George Cotson. It will help you. That's the author of the book. But let me welcome questions. If you know you have got a question, put it in the chat. If you know you have a question, raise up your hands. I will call you to ask your questions. Question time now. Please ask your question. I will be ready to welcome you. Let's see the first person right there. Starnova. Starnova, unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
First of
I have
all,
a question.
Just hold on. I've called Starnova. I will call you. Raise up your hand in the group, in the page. I will call you. Starnova, please go ahead.
Hello.
yeah, I want you
I have a
to throw.
Hold on, please. I think that's Apostle Amechi. Hold on. Let Starnova finish first.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want you to throw more light on the word you said that poor people waste money. If they don't have money, how do they waste it? So I want you to throw more light on that, because they don't have money. How do they waste the money?
Okay. We said that 3 things people do with money. First, you invest it. Second, you waste it. And the last one, you spend it. I said poor people waste money. Average people spend money. And then the rich people invest money. You have said now the poor people don't waste. Poor people, they don't even have money. But how come did they waste it? Let me tell you the truth. There is nobody that don't have money. What is money? That's why you need to stick to our page. That's where we tell you what money is. Money is not the physical money like paper note that we have. What is money? Money is value. Money is value. Money is value. Like in our last teaching, somebody asked the question, how do I make friends with rich men? I told the person, I said, listen, anytime you come before anybody that is rich, don't go begging. Begging reduces you. Anytime you come before anybody that is rich, don't go begging. Don't go begging. Go to provide value. And once you provide value, you will get money in return. Once you provide value, you will get money in return. Money is actually value traded, and that's where you get money. Trade value and you get money in return. So for the poor people, not that they don't have money, they do have money. And what is the money they have? They have value. And how do you build value over time? You see, God has not left any one of us without putting something in with us that can use to generate money. It's just that we have not been able to build capacity. Check now, the same person that you said is poor, that don't have money. If the person don't have money, how is the person eating? He bought food. Let's say he didn't use his own money to buy the food. Somebody gave him money to buy the food. If you did not eat for one day, you will not die. How hard that statement is. So if, for example, you are poor, you don't have money, and somebody decides to give you money, the person gave you, for example, £100. Why blow up the whole £100 and eat everything? Why not save 10%? Following the same principle that we are teaching. You see, when money gets into your hands, the law is multiply it before spending it. I'll repeat that. When money gets into your hands, the law is multiply it before spending it. So that person that you say is poor is not poor because he lacks money. Why? Because remember when we talked about the technology of money, of making money, one of the technology, we say it was biodegradable technology, and then the second one was brand and image technology. And I connected that brand and image technology to relationship. If that poor person that you are saying that does not have money, does he have friends? Friends is money also. Friends are money. If the person have good friends, that's money already. As long as the person have trust. And I said in the business world, trust is social capital. It is money. You can actually go to the market. Some people will give you goods without dropping £1, £1 down. They will give you the goods. You will go and sell and return the money. But you see, where people lack financial discipline, you have somebody give you a goose worth of £100. You finish selling it. After selling, you pay your daughter's school fees from the money. Pay it as much as you can. And at the end of the day, someone that gave you the goose is asking you of the money for the goose. You can't provide the goose. You can't provide the money, and you are telling the person stories. Just to answer you, Stanova, everybody can make money. Everybody have money as well. Let me quickly take this from the chat. Someone have asked a question from the chat. So those people that you said they are poor, they are not poor. They have money. They have money. Now, I have a question in the chat. I will take that before I take a metric. Can we all have this seminar for our youth? I believe this is important for them to have good start in wealth creation and then building in their life. You see, let me tell you the truth. I want to beg all of you in this group, especially those of you that have children. That's one of the things that the rich people do. They start teaching their children very early on financial management, financial principle. I'm telling you the truth. They teach them very early. See anybody that is good. Those of you that like football, go and check when Messi started playing. When he was very young. When he was very young. You must learn to teach them on time. Please start teaching your children. I told my daughter, I said, sit down, go to the YouTube page and summarize in your own words. Summarize in your own words the compound interest. There is actually a book called The Compound Interest. I asked my daughter to summarize it in her own words. Immediately she finished summarizing it, I said, come and present it to me. And she started presenting it. So just to answer that, it's a good start. You need to teach the children, the youth, let them start on time. When you start on time, you will do well. You will start on time, you will do well. And what you are doing is you are buying them time. You are buying them time. You are buying them time. Time is money as well. Don't forget, time is money. Time is money. So let me go to Mechi, if you unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
So my question is that in a country where people, just like now in Nigeria, somebody have a family and was earning 40,000 naira in a month, then my question is that how would that be possible for that person? For example, now in Nigeria, where everything is so costly, of which you can no longer just go to market now and use 2,000 naira to buy some food items, because the congo of rice here now is 2,000 naira before you talk about other things, and this person is earning 40,000 naira in a month, maybe with 2 children and or 3 children, and then the person was also trying to save. My question is that how could it be possible for that person to save? Hello, sir, you with me?
Yeah, if I got that correctly, there's someone in Nigeria and then everywhere is difficult, and the person is making like 40,000 naira a month. There's 3 children, the wife. How can this person save? The person can save. I've said, it's not the amount of money that you are making that should determine when and how you should save. Savings is actually part of the principle if you want to be wealthy. So it's not determined based on the amount of money, because like I said, the 40 pound, even though they give you 4 million, please take note, even though you get 4 million, you will not still be enough for you. If you are making 4 million, it will not still be enough. But let's come back to the question, 40,000 naira. What can you do with it? You need to reduce your expenses. If you were living in a 2-bedroom flat before, my brother, go down and start living in 1 room. If you were living in 1 room before and you see that the finance is not enough, please pack your load and go back to the village until you are able to cope again, gather yourself again. You are laughing. I'm not joking here, but these are the principles. Until you're able to put money together to go back to the city. These are just wise decisions. If, for example, you are in the city and you know it's difficult and you have a house, your father's house is in the village, your sister can accommodate you, why are you still there? Pack, go back to the village and start from there and start following this principle. Very soon, by the time you return back to Lagos, if you are in Lagos, you will not just go back to rent, you are going to buy a house. As long as you follow this principle. So the challenge that person is having, that is only just 40,000 naira, it just means that the person magnetism, in terms of magnets to attract wealth, is very low. The person needs to put more effort, put more magnets. It means you need to increase your sources of income. You need to increase your sources of income, because that 40,000 that is coming is just one. So you need to diversify, look for other means, and you don't need to be lazy. You don't need to be lazy. You need to develop other means. Please, you have to reduce going back until you can start gradually building. So if you are in a place you are paying rent and that rent is taking all of your money, and I think you just have to double to ensure if you're able to meet up, but you must reduce it. I was going to tell you about 70-30 principle, which is budgeting. In fact, that's the next. In fact, we will meet again next 2 weeks. The coordinator is here. Coordinator, when are we meeting again? Coordinator, if you quickly tell me, are you there? Barrister Kenny. The next teaching is going to be on budgeting. I will be bringing you.
Hello, I'm here.
When is the next?
On the 10th of February.
10th of February. Please, all of you, take it down, note it down on your diary. On the 10th of February is our next presentation. Please ensure you make preparation. Invite people to join. Let me quickly take question from Wisdom. Wisdom, ADK. Wisdom, go ahead, ask your question, please.
I wanted to ask, like, if you want to like start your online business, like, how would you go about it? Like, how would you know whether the this platform that you want to start doing your business is reliable and all of that? They're not trying to scam you.
You see, thank you for asking this beautiful question. How do you know? Like I said, we must investigate. You must ask people that already know. And how do you ask people that already know? You do some findings, you do some callings. You have to do the research of that particular product, of that particular work before you put your money in it. And you must ensure it is actually safe for you before you finally dive into it. How do you know? Seek people that already know. Look for people that already know and ask questions. How do you know? Look out for people that already know and ask them about it. I'm taking another question. Is it morally or spiritually right when you are owing and still go ahead to pay yourself first, or even start to save, invest as you have described, especially if such loan is from a social capital support you have had to bail you out, either for business or for relocation or to get you a job? This is a beautiful one. Is it not morally wrong? Is it not spiritually wrong if you are owing and then you are still saving 10%? I will bring to you teaching on paying off your debt. How to pay off your debt. How to pay off your debt. I will bring you teaching in one of maybe on that term, if I can combine budgeting and then both of it, but you have to budget for your debt. You have to pay up your debt. It's like you said, it's for you to hold no man. You are not supposed to hold. But there's good debt, there's bad debt. I will teach you all of that. But is it morally wrong? Is it spiritually wrong? As long as you have a negotiation with the person you are owing, meet with them and said, sorry, this is what I will be able to be paying back. Remember, I talked about the 70-30 principle, which is the Pareto's principle. What you are supposed to do is simple. Take 10% and say, every 10% that comes will be for my debt paying. I have to pay back my debt. 10% is going to be for my savings. The other 10% is going to be for my feeding. Are you seeing it now? So you would have prepared for paying back your debt if you are owing by saying, oh, 10% will be for paying back my debt. Meet with the people you are owing, discuss with them, and I believe they will have understanding and say, well, I will be paying back. You see, when you owe, as long as you make agreement on how you will be paying back, nobody will draw you that money. As long as you keep to your agreement. Even in the law court, by the time you are owing people, if they drag you to court and you tell the judge, I'll be paying back 20,000 naira every month, they will accept it. They will accept it as long as you keep to it. Question, please. I think Helen was raising up her hand. Helen, go ahead with your question.
No, I don't have questions. I just want to talk about the man that said that if someone is earning 40,000 and she needs to pay house rent, feed three kids, and you've already answered it, because sometimes it's really hard in Nigeria. I accept that, but for that person, we just need to add more income. By more job that it can do. She can do Uber in Nigeria now. They are doing Uber, they are doing Okada. She can do, after finish working, maybe he's doing teacher, maybe he's doing teaching. After that, she will know that okay, I will have a side also. So that one can bring money to feed. So that's what I just want to put, sir.
Yeah, that's it. Put more magnet to your magnets. The way you are magnetic money is low. You need to put more magnets to your magnets. You need to do more that can bring money into your bosom. You need to do much more. There are quite a number of things. Stay on this page. That's what we are teaching. We are teaching making, managing, and multiplying your money. That's what this page is all about. Making, managing, and also multiplying your money. So what are those things you can do to ensure you are making money? Don't forget, I say stick to our YouTube page. We are teaching on how people can actually increase their wealth, increase their finances day in, day out. Yes, go ahead. I have a question coming in from Osasu. Sasu, go ahead, please.
Not a question per se, but it's just a contribution. Thank you so much for this teaching. They're marvelous and very informative. Now, the difference between a rich man and a poor man is the information. And everyone that is opportune here are grabbing this information. Now, my question is this: would everybody be rich? If so, if the information that we are seeking here is not being put into practice, would that yield production?
Very good. If you remember when Sister Ameze was speaking, he said people will still do what they want to do. As I am teaching on this platform, there is a lot of people that are here now that say, I beg you, it doesn't work like that. I beg you, I beg you. You see that? No. You see, people will still do what they have to do. It is only the people that we apply every of these principles that we come out successful. To be sincere with you, like you have asked the question, will everybody be rich? The answer is no. Everybody. Even the Bible said, it said the poor you will always have with you. It's not the Bible that have made them poor. It's not God that has made them poor. It is their own decision that have actually made them to be at the level of which they are. It's the Lord of all, both the rich and the poor, but you see, it's their decision. And don't forget, decision decide destiny. What decision are you making today about your finance? It's so of you to invest in something that will be profitable, you lose your money. You will be poor. Instead of you to save 10%, you are now savings, you are eating everything, you will be poor. So, like, just to answer us, Asu, people will be poor, and that's the truth. Because if all of us are rich, who is going to be washing our cars? If all of us are rich, who will now ensure that they are taking care of our children? You see? So it's people's decision. Mr. Meza said, people will still have to do what they have to do. Whether you teach like this or whatever, the people that want to see spend, they will still come and spend. And they will spend it so much. Because they want to impress. So that's the answer coming in to Osasu. I take 2 more questions, and then that will be it. Just two more questions, and then that will be it. Let's take from Sister Ameze. Sister Ameze, go ahead, please. You are muted. If you unmute yourself, please.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's fine. Go ahead now.
So I'm just saying thank you very much. It's my first time being in this platform. It's really very educative and inspirational. I'm just going to add something to what you just said, to what Brother Osasu, the question he did ask. First and foremost, when we talk about wealth, I do know the only thing that comes to our mind is money. But I really want to say that there are other areas of wealth, you know. But right now, it is only money that is being talked about in this platform. Having been very wealthy is actually not having almost everything in the world to live with. So that is on the roadside. And related to what you're teaching us here on how to apply every principles that we've been taught here today, I want to also talk on behalf of some of us. Applying principles, seeking information, asking questions. It's not everybody that can really do it. I heard somebody talking about you being scammed, because this time around is a digital age that we are in. There's so many opportunities there. I'm sure almost all of us in this platform have tried, one way or the other to see what they can do. But what I would say is making wealth has to be on the area where you will specialize in. The area that, your ability, what you are able to carry. I will use some examples. There are people among us who are virtually probably illiterate. Even if they are literate, they are still like just static, not knowing where to go, what to do. It's not everybody who knows that. So I would actually plead with you, if you could, bring out some areas where, because in this platform, some of us might be very low or middle range of, the economy or wealth, or we might all be very, very low, because I don't know our pulses, our pockets. So if you can please just like put up like a form of an umbrella and said, this area are right now what you can invest in, like stock and shares, things like that. You know what I mean?
Yes, I get what you mean. You see, like I said, if you want to get to the top, you start from step. Those of you that live upstairs, you see, it's one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. That's how you get to the top. And that's why you need to stick to this page. Those of you that are having interest in investing, there are people on this platform that consult me privately. Some have spoken to me privately, and I've directed them on what to do. In fact, I think I have a meeting on Tuesday now, and not just only this platform. I think I was in a forum on Friday. Some of you were there, where I get to teach people on financial management and then web development and being strategic towards your finance. These were men, people that were, don't worry, I will post the video on our YouTube page too, so that you see quite a lot of people seeking knowledge. This is just to let you know that what do you need to invest in? Please stick to our page. Stick to this page. I'm going to show you area of investment and how to be smart and how to be strategic when it comes to investment. Decision to make when it comes to investment. Like, there's a lot of things is happening now. Technology is actually the game thing now that you can make a lot of money in. There are some business that were existing before, working before for you last year. This year, please, let me give you an example. I did, in fact, Sister Meze is asking me to do more. I will just take 2 minutes to do this. Another insight I want to share to you. Those of you, especially in the UK, that you are into cab, very soon you are going to lose your job. Those of you that are in the UK that is doing cab business, very soon you are going to have no work again. Go and write it down. When it happens, you say, God said it. the introduction of AI, it will blow you away. So many of you will lose work if you are not current with what is happening. I don't know if, in fact, let me just share this. All of you stay put, let me quickly share this with you. I just hope you'll be able to receive it. Let me show you something. These are not part of my teaching before anyway, but let's just see if we are able to share this. And I hope you are able to see it. It's coming. Be patient. It's coming. Just be patient.
Chargers game a few weeks ago. Attending a football game, have continued making appearances in different places in streets. Of course, by now you should know they were fake robot, but real humans acting like real robots. In this video that you can see on your screen right now, the robots are seen walking on the streets of London, just going by their usual business of waking up every day, putting on the same costumes and hitting different streets of London to create curiosity and interest in watching the creator movie. In this other clip, you can see them riding a subway in London. Do you think it must be hard for them having to keep this silence all day in front of people?
Yes, sir, I can see it. Okay, I'm stopping it because of time. What you all saw there, it will blow your mind. This is already happening right in the UK, where all of us are. I'm telling you, very soon, you will book a cab. I know a lot of us use Uber, we use Boots. You will book a cab. A car will drive straight for you. There will be no driver. I am telling you, go and write it down. Those people you were seeing, you think they are humans, they are robots. They work now in train stations, they work in the street of London, they are robots. For security and everything, they are able to detect people that are strange, that have never appeared in a particular location. They work as security. Those of you doing security in London people, hear me. Those of you are doing security, you are losing your job very soon. You need to learn how to diversify. You must diversify immediately. Start now. Start today. Start looking for another means of income. I said you will book a cab. A car will drive down to you. There will be no man. There will be no woman. There will be nobody driving the car. You will get into that car. The car will take you to your destination and nobody will be there. It will just be you alone inside the car. You will have no driver. The car will drive itself, drop you at your location. You will come down, you will close the door, the car will drive away. So many hands are up now. We don't have time. I have 5 minutes to close this. Sister Meze is laughing. Let's take from Pastor Zion. Pastor Zion, go ahead, sir. Zion Peters. I'll take those 2 last questions, and that is it. I'll take from Zion, I'll take from Hope. Go ahead, Pastor Zion.
Thank you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. My question is, look, you are talking about wealth creation. Looking at the peculiarity of our country, particularly Nigeria, when you talk about don't borrow people money, and then you also spoke about giving value. Now there are people who have very good vision, and now they have people they could meet to support that vision. Now they can't get access to those people, but they have vision. For example, somebody got a vision and said, well, from here to a particular town, the cost of transportation is high. because not many vehicle is traveling there. Let me see if I can get a bus to ply that route. It will be daily money. I will be the one driving it myself. And how does he get that? So now he has people he would have spoken to. Please, can you loan me this money? And I begin to pay you. I pay you every week. I pay you. Let us have an agreement. But this time around, maybe those people are also with the mindset of, oh, I don't borrow. And it's okay, I'll just give you what I have. I will not borrow. Do you think that this person can be able to fulfill that vision, looking at the peculiarity of this kind of country where the person resides? What do you think?
Yeah, you see, let me let you know, there are poor people everywhere, not necessarily your location. It's not even the location. That, yes, locations still have a role to play. In the city of the UK, in London, yeah, there are poor people. There are people that sleep in the streets here in the UK. I'm telling you the truth. There are people that don't have money in London. They are in London, they speak English, but they lack finance. They don't have money. They don't have money. So sometimes it's not just the location. I think, like I mentioned, is the decision you are making. But let's come back to Nigeria, like you have just said now. Oh, you have a vision. I said it here. I said, I don't know if you got that message when I said it before, or maybe you came in late. I said, it is not what you know that work for you. I then made sure I said it is who you know. You've got a vision, but you see, you lack relationship. You got a vision, but you need money to sponsor that vision. But if you have good relationship, you are able to get money that can support you to sponsor that vision. I said it is not what you know that work for you. I said it is who you know that makes what you know work for you. So if this person has got a good vision, but at the end of the day don't have money, money is in the hand of people. The person needs to build good relationship. The person needs to build good relationship. Do you see? How do you sponsor yourself when you don't have the money? To sponsor yourself is going to be difficult. But can you get money in the hands of people? Yes. How do you get close to people? Go and provide value. Go and provide value. Don't go and beg. Tell them you want to help. Okay, let me give you a secret. It's just that people are lazy. You see, people drive their cars to car wash. I'm giving you one secret now, especially those of you that are in Nigeria. This is for free. People drive their cars to car wash. You need money. You're like, I think somebody have asked that question. I'm making 40,000 naira. But this thing I want to say now will bring money. But the question, will the person do it? People have their cars and they will drive to car wash to go and wash their car. Make a complimentary card. Go to especially expensive area where people that are very wealthy, people that are rich, where they stay. Go to that area, share your complimentary card and said, I will be coming to your house to wash this car 7 o'clock in the morning. Before you even wake up, I will come and wash this car for you. And you will so wash it and wash it well. That will bring money in return. By the time you wash cars for 10 people, and these 10 people, they pay you 5,000 naira. I don't know how much they wash cars now. They pay you 5,000 naira, and it is 10. I don't think it's up to 5,000 naira. Let's just say 1,000 naira. I don't know how much they wash cars now. Pastor Zion, how much do they wash cars now? I don't know. Let's say 1,000 naira, and you wash 10 a day. That is 10,000 naira. And if you are working maybe 7 days a week, or let's even use 5 days to do the calculation. If you wash one car for 1,000 and you are able to wash 10 a day, that is 10,000 a day. 10,000 a day times 5. Is that not 50,000 in a week? 50,000 in a week times maybe four weeks, that makes a month. Do you know at the end of the month you'll be making 200,000 naira? 200 bankers in Nigeria will not make that money. In a month, you will make 200,000 naira from just washing cars for people that are actually not having time to drive to car wash before they will now have time to now. No, just say, I will come and wash this car early in the morning before you wake up. You see, that's an insight. That's something I've just sold out to someone. Apply it, it will bring money to you. But you see, pride, me, go wash car. You will just be poor. Me, you don't have money. Let's go to Pastor Hope. Pastor Hope, go ahead, please. Good evening, go ahead.
Everybody.
Your volume is very low. I can barely hear you. I think that's going to be the last question. I see more hands coming up. Quickly, please, Hope Zion.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Woo! I went off.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Okay. I just want to really appreciate you for the time, for the effort you are putting. You know, like you are also investing in us, in human being. And I pray that the Almighty God will bless you in Jesus' name. I just want to do a little contribution. You know, like first, everybody, every human being should be ready to work. Like what you just said, the last statement. So many people don't want to work, and then we are expecting manners to fall from heaven. So people should learn to work. And also from the teaching this evening, I learned that for every money you make, no matter how little, no matter how big, we should save. Something must be saved, no matter how big or small that money you are earning is. You must learn to save. First, develop the appetite for to work, because if you don't work, I don't think there's any way you can make money, except if there's another way. So thank you very much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Quickly, Wonodi, Nikki, I hope I got that correctly. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask your question. And then the last will be Fabiana DC. Let's go straight now. Nikki, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, good evening, Mr. George.
Go ahead. Good evening.
Yeah, this is OT actually.
Yeah, go ahead, Nikki.
Okay, just a little contribution. Talking about people being lazy and don't want to work. I just want to add this. In Nigeria, a job cannot sustain you. That's just the truth. I am a medical personnel, but I cook and I do other businesses beside what I do, and I'm seeing progress already. Now, before now, it has been really, really difficult, kind of trying to see how I can, stand on my both feet. I'm a married woman, I'm a mom, but saying that, okay, my husband needs support and the family needs support. I needed to go out of my comfort zone to see how I can do other jobs to support what I do. And I think it's actually paying off. So I just want to add this. In Nigeria, getting a job actually cannot really sustain you right now, because the pay is actually small. It's nothing to write home about. But you need to think of other things to do to add to what you're doing right now to be able to fend for yourself and your family. Thank you.
Thank you, OT. Thank you, Nikki. Just to let you know, like she had just said, even those of you doing well, even in London, please take note. Take note, those of you in London. I tell you, one stream of income is not enough. I can tell you. If you are working and then you are not investing, it's not enough. I can tell you. You are getting older. You are no more young. You are getting older. You cannot continue to do care work forever. Before you know it, the age will come. Before you know it, sickness. Before you know it, you travel back to Nigeria. Before you know it, under 1 year, 2 years, you are gone. You are gone. Remember, I said the last time that when you are going in age, what happened? I said your body part will gain independence and they will start going to where they wish and not where you want them to go. The strength of a 30 years old man is not the same strength of a 60 years old man. I'll take the very last one coming in from what? I think that's Fabiana. Fabiana, go ahead. Dixie.
God bless you, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Oh, Pastor
Thank you so
Fabiana.
much for.
Thank you. Go ahead.
God bless you, sir, for the informations. It's just an addition to what you said, not quite long, as per the power wash of a thing. I just want to give another testimony to support that. There is a lady that lives by the area of one of my sister-in-law back there in Nigeria. This creating job of a thing, she just went from house to house to knock to tell them she will come and sweep their compound. Before they wake up in the morning, she has already gone, she has swept the whole compound, and she does it 2-3 times a week, and they pay her £10,000 at the end of the month. So imagine that kind of a woman have about 20 houses. She does this weekly. You know what that is going to be at the end of the month,
Huge.
So it's just to support the idea of the car wash thing. People, before they wake up in the morning, their car is already washed. Yeah, why not? They will call you again next time.
Exactly.
So you've gone to sweep somebody's compound. The compound is clean without anybody. The tenant, even if it's tenanted, they'll be very happy to put money together and pay you at the end of the month. So there are a lot of jobs out there that you don't really need money to start, but it will just create and generate itself. That's my contribution, sir.
Thank you, Pastor Fabiana. So just to round it up, I think that's the last one. Just to round it up now is, you'll see that once you do that, you are to follow this principle we taught today. You are not to continue to sweep and wash the cars. You are not to continue sweeping and washing cars. No. You are to ensure that all the money you are getting now, you are to put it together. You are applying the principle of savings, 10% or 20%. If you can do much more than that, you have to put all this money together and send them on an errand. Play. Where you were sweeping house before, very soon, you are coming back there to buy the house. You will come back there and buy that house. You will come back there and buy the house. I think this is where we're going to drop our curtain. I want all of you to go back to our YouTube page. I'm going to call on Barrister Kenny now to do a vote of thanks to all of you. And then Pastor Efe is also there. First, let's go with Pastor Barrister Kenny, a vote of thanks, and then letting them know when the next presentation is coming up. And also our YouTube page is there for people to subscribe. Barrister Kenny.
All right. Thank you so much, Judge, for a job well done once again. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Thank you for logging in. Thank you for being part of this. I'm sure we've learned a lot. Each time we come here, we don't go back the same way we came. Personally, I don't live the same way. So, and I believe that we have gained 1 or 2 things today. So we are very grateful. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I want to encourage us that we should subscribe to our YouTube page. A lot of books have been summarized there. So let us go there and continue to learn. Thank you for joining us. Then our next meeting will be on the 10th of February. Each one should bring one. Tell another person to join. This thing you are gaining, don't gain it alone. Tell your friend, tell your uncle, bring somebody when else you are joining. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, coordinator Barrister Kenny. Thank you for your support. I think lastly, we're going to call on Pastor Efe. Pastor Efe, are you still in the house? I'm not sure he's still there. All right, so thank you. Subscribe to the page. Go straight and look out for the richest man in Babylon. That's actually what we did today. The richest man in Babylon. Type it on your YouTube. You see other people that have done summary of the book. We've done summary also in our page. Go straight, apply the principle. Then I see you in words. I see you making new money. Go straight, listen to the commandment, 10 commandments of money that I have on that page is very good. The law of affirmation, go straight, look at the compound interest, look at the psychology of money, it's there on the page. Go to the page as we speak, type George Owen on YouTube, George Owen on YouTube, the renewed mind, type renewed mind. You will see our page, subscribe so that you'll be the first to see the videos as we place them. I'll see you on the 10th when we'll be meeting again. Remain blessed. Bye everyone. Bye everybody.
Bye
God bless
bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye everybody. God bless
Bye.
you. God
Thank you,
bless you.
sir.
Bye
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
bye everybody. Bye. It was nice to have you all. See you on the 10th. Invite someone to come in. Invite people to come. Invite. Share the link. Once we are there, share the link. Once we send you the link, share it to other people to be able to join. Share it all around. Efosa, thank you for joining. Cynthia Bright, thank you so much. Stanova, thank you. Helen, thank you for joining. In fact, Victoria Sodiq, thank you for joining. Thank you. We do really appreciate. Stacy Osaze, thank you for joining. Ifoma, thank you for joining. Vito, that's my professor, Vito Matobe, thank you for joining. Thank you all. I'll see you on the 10th. And Minister Katie, thank you for joining. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you. See you on the 10th.